All right. So we good. We back, man. Daystar album review. Yeah. Believe it or not, yeah. You gonna look at me? You gonna cancel me? I guess like you niggas is Nino Brown. Um, this is the Tory Lanez Daystar review. Frankie
These niggas
Diamond.
couldn't even cancel the NFL. Fuck you talking about? They can't cancel shit.
My nigga string a bell. You hear what the nigga said. So, all right. So before we even, this is not gonna be your the typical review where you just gotta go for track to track. Like obviously, I mean, it's like a disclaimer. Like, no, I'm not in the Tory Lanez fan club. Yeah, I support black women. I know that's like a trend now when niggas want to act like they give a fuck and I protect black women. Most of you, a lot of these niggas don't even date black women, but they,
I call them verification check seekers. Niggas want to be fucking Sean King or that nigga that wear the same bum ass North Face bubble blue vest. Like they want to be them. Yeah, they
yeah,
want to be them niggas. Like there's niggas that I know that like I know the extent of their character, but like they just be tweeting shit like, oh, I'm not fucking with Tory Lanez, shit like that. Like my nigga, like you was shopping at H&M when they had that shirt with the old little monkey on it. Like
funky
y'all could
shit.
have, yeah, like y'all could have canceled H&M. So like, what the fuck, like relax. Y'all niggas ain't like y'all not influencers. You ain't going. It's just music. It's hip hop. Like niggas is getting mad at a rapper for rapping about what's going on in his life. He's a fucking rapper. Like
Yeah,
what you want him
exactly.
to do? Like niggas
And
is
we'll get into
corny.
the incident a little later because I'm smelling a little, I'm just gonna get into that later. But yeah, yeah, people take shit too personally, man. I'm like, bro, I don't have nothing to do. Meg the Stallion is not my sister, my friend. None of that. I have nothing to do with none of that. I mean, look,
She
Chris Brown.
got bullet fragments on her foot.
Yeah,
And she wasn't in no fucking ICU. We gonna have we like the punchlines is gonna still be here. Like I went to a party like a couple of years ago when like Quavo had that line on that Drake song like Ike Turner with the left hand like bitches was singing that. So it's like what you telling me like so like like and we all know what he meant when he said that Ike Turner line. So like Meg the
mm,
Stallion over like Tina Turner like she above
yeah.
them like y'all
Yeah,
like
I remember when Wayne said beat the pussy up like Emmett Till, and niggas was, come on, like I could go on and on, but like it is like Chris Brown. We know he socked Rihanna in the face. Did you stop listening to him too? Okay,
they got into a fight.
yeah, they fought. That was a domestic situation between a man and a woman in a consensual relationship. I have nothing to do with that. Are we gonna cancel Bobby Brown because he might have passed some crack to Whitney back in the day, or who are we else canceling? R. Kelly. It took the documentary. We all knew that nigga was sick. So I mean, cut it out, man. You got people who listen to way worse folks. What happened to innocent until proven guilty. Also, I'm not capping for Tory, but this is some Bill Cosby kind of shit. Man, niggas was like, yo, Bill was trying to buy a network. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The same people that's defending Bill Cosby and innocent until proven guilty. Y'all just jumped on this shit, and because she said he did it, he did it on some Kanan from Power shit. If they say he did it, he did that shit.
Yep.
I'm like,
Like
bro, don't you
people
find
is
it?
like, yo, this is a bitch nigga, Tory's a bozo. I ain't gonna lie, like I've been calling him a bozo. Cause I think a
Yeah,
couple
I
years
always thought.
back, like
Yeah.
like a couple years back, I think he was buying something at a
From
store and they
Gucci,
like
yeah, he
pro
wanted to buy
yeah,
more
and then he
to
so it's
prove
like,
it.
but like like I hopped on the trend, like, yo, this nigga's a bozo if he shot her, but like now that you putting the pieces together and the shit looking, a little Jussie
Shit
Smollett,
looking
it's kind of looking.
bro, and I'm like, that's the worst thing that could happen to Meg is that this comes out. And I'm not saying she didn't get shot. I wasn't there. Someone who was there put out a release yesterday and said that they know when Meg drinks, she acts a little aggressive. I'm like, hold up, what the fuck transpired for him in this argument that made him say fuck it? You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that it happened 2 months ago and he got arrested initially but got bail. He's sitting at home like us. He recorded a whole album, fam. So I mean, that's why I find it odd. Like, how is you said he did it? You got shot. Why is he not in jail? But that's a. Uh, it sounds
Yeah,
like some layers.
but like back to the project though, like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I kind of skipped the songs where he sing because I like you could see from like shit from years ago. I've been said like I can't stand when that nigga sing. Like I don't know that high pitched shit is it's not for me. Like I ain't saying that it's whack, but it's just not for me.
it's weekend. This is like to me.
Yeah,
It's some shit where he sound too much like Drake. Sometimes he sound too much like this one, that one. But
I ain't
in
gonna
that,
hold. He was stealing flows on
he
this
always,
shit.
oh, that's
He
always been
was
my
stealing flows. Like
feels,
I
man.
think on that song Queen and Slim, he
Yeah.
stole Chance the Rapper's flow actually, because Chance the Rapper had a mixtape, the Acid tape, and he had a song that sound just like that Queen and Slim joint. Like he even said he even said cocoa butter, like all that shit, like just like Chance. I don't know if he was mocking the dude because like Chance had some
He
slick
did.
shit to say about the situation, but like
Listen
he
to him.
was stealing flows.
Yeah,
It
he was this
was
like on this album he just I got his shit down. Asian Dog, Dream Dog, Kalani, JoJo, Jay-Z, Rock Nation, Maul from Joe Budden Show, J.R. Smith, Chance the Rapper, Bundy, Black Twitter, Shade Room. I mean, I got the, can we get into the bunb joint? Because
yeah. I mean,
called Daystar. Named that.
yeah.
This is government name, Daystar. Yeah. So okay, this is the first disc. Well, this is bunb. What track was that? Was that the
Track 4, sorry I had to do it.
Yeah, and he says no
Some
diss to
shit like
pimp.
that.
Yeah, no diss to pimp and bun, but you made big pimpin' son pouring champagne on women's faces while they flick their tongue. So that was the first. That was the line that Bun, and Bun responded and was like, "I can't believe you put an album out, but you ain't spoke." And Tory gets on that and says, "Yo, his lawyers won't let him speak, so he can't speak. This is the only way he could." So he basically told you on this album everything that he would have told you if he got on IG Live the other night. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, like the marketing strategy, it kind of pissed me off too, because he got us. He got me. I know I was waiting. And then he fucking dropped the album. It was smart strategy. I mean,
It was.
he
I
got
mean,
the number
again,
one
but you're a rapper.
on Apple right now. Number one. So numbers don't lie. A lot of you motherfuckers out here can't, oh, you canceled. Y'all listening to it.
But he beat the NBA young boy for number one. I know that NBA young boy,
A
you
lot of
know,
heat came out this weekend, bro. Wayne put out the Carter 5 Deluxe. He beat that. He beat Bronson. He beat Dom Kennedy. He beat the Post Malone.
Bryson Bryson Tiller dropped the
Yeah, the trap.
fucking deluxe.
Yeah, he beat all of that. So I mean, despite what people are saying on Twitter and shit, motherfuckers are still hitting that.
Y'all listen to it.
Yeah, they listen to it. So I mean, what you think about Bun? Him talking about Bun B in the Big Pimpin' video with him and Dame Dash and all of them. When I watched that video, I only remember Dame doing it, pouring out the bottle. I don't really
Yeah, me
recall
too.
Pimp and Bun partaking in that.
But you know, I think Dame Dash apologized for that like years later. But like,
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
He
but
did.
you know, it was a different time back in the day where people was less,
Yeah. I mean, but
conscious.
if Bun was to use age as an excuse, I don't know how old Bun's like in his 50s, I guess, but Bun probably was what Tory is now, like late 20s. I'm
Yeah,
assuming that video took place. I mean, he didn't respond to that. He just basically was like, yo, how could you? He thinks because he's from Houston, Texas, he's got to protect Meg at all costs. And,
I understand.
yeah. I mean, still, I find it funny. Everybody, you shot her, but whatever. So the next beef, and the song was dope.
The song was dope. The beat was fire. Everything was.
The shit was flowing. Okay, so then he gets at my nigga J.R. Smith. J.R.
I even know him and J.R. Smith had a beef. I didn't even know he had a problem. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what the fuck was I? So it was like, oh, sorry, but I had to. And he's like, J.R. Smith is the pot that piss, and you the last cat that should talk about some shots that hit. Cause I guess he's going off based off last year in the playoffs when J.R. was fucking up.
yeah,
So he's
that's
going.
it.
J.R. was like, yo, you ain't even 30. You a little boy. You know what I mean? You ain't worth it. I got time tonight. So they that little. They was giving him a lot of publicity this weekend. I'm not surprised he had the number one album. They gave it to him, but that's another fire track too. Sorry, but I had to.
He dissed Kalani. Yo, when he said JoJo, I thought he was talking about JoJo Simmons. I was like, yo, what this nigga
Nah,
JoJo Simmons do?
I think he's talking about that little white girl, right?
Yeah, he's talking about the singer.
Her and
I didn't
Kalani.
even know she was still singing too. Like,
So I remember that story. Like, so after this shit with Meg, and before Meg even went and told everybody, JoJo and Kalani took him off their albums. That's what he's getting at.
okay.
And then also he clapped at Jay-Z and Rock Nation. That's Meg's management. And as far as how Meg handled the situation, I guess he feels like they was the ones who told her to go on IG and say that shit. So he been clapping at them. And then I think that's why Rick Ross got involved. Rick Ross's boss, Jay-Z, probably was the one who told him to go out there and handle that. I don't see how
Yo,
Ross even got involved. Like,
I
other than
got the video right here, son.
yeah, let's play
This
that.
shit is
Ross and him
this
got
shit
it.
is comedy. Hold on, let me show off my camera. This shit is comedy. Hold on. Oh, I flip this shit.
And that on IG and Twitter and had a little exchange. Showing with that. Ross is this is Ross's fucking response. What a clown. And he's got to promote.
Yeah, like yo, Rick Ross is one of the funniest rappers ever, and he's like, I don't understand how you could be like in character 24/7. This shit
Character.
was comedy. Like, why did he have the bottles up there like there was the fucking World Trade Center, and he's like telling this nigga like, yo, that's a poor decision. Mind you, you put in hashtag Breonna Taylor, and then you put hashtag Belair Rose. Like, yo,
Come on,
what,
man. Like,
what type of shit is that?
the nigga took the opportunity to plug all of his endorsements because he don't own any of these shits. Bel Air, Wine, he plugged Wingstop. He owned a couple of those. All of a sudden, he think he's like, he owned the whole fucking chain. And Wingstop is overrated, by the way. Then he plugged Miami Heat. I guess he works with them too. I guess he works for the Miami Heat organization.
The equipment manager.
Yeah, something. No, he don't fucking own shit. And like I said, you call yourself a boss, but you named and tagged like all 7 of your employers. And then tag Breonna Taylor like you give a
I
damn.
fuck with Rick Ross, but come on, like and again, it's like these niggas is like that whole protect black women thing. Yes, it's real, but it's looking like it's kind of like Black Lives Matter ish. It's like niggas is saying it just for like a publicity. It's not because like they mean it. It's like this shit looking corny. Like,
Because what was Tory's response? And I don't got the tweet, but he was like, "You got the."
yeah, I got. He was like,
his response was golden.
yeah, he's like, I respect you too much as a black man to disrespect you in these times. However, I went out and marched 9 days straight. He spelled straight wrong. I don't know. For Breonna Taylor in your city. I didn't see the boss out there once. Also, stop tagging your endorsement and post about her. It's a poor decision. Like, to me, that shit is
Somebody
like,
had like a sucker, bro. Like he's a character. He's Jay Reed in the movie In Too Deep with Omar Epps.
like
You
this shit
punch
is crazy.
and he won't punch out. He won't clock out. Like Rick Ross has been Rick Ross for so long. I don't think he knows who William Roberts is anymore. Like he's in character mode.
Like, for real, like, yo, this
He's on some wrestling shit, bro. This nigga is a character, and he keeps going, and
this
he's
shit
like,
is,
you should have said something. I'm like, bro, the nigga, anybody who's ever been in real trouble knows when you got something going on like that, your attorney, your lawyer, you can't say nothing.
exact. And on top of that, you're a rapper. So you rap about what the same reason why that whole allegation with the whole Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce situation, what he do? He dropped the album.
Dropped
When
out.
Beyonce
Like,
got cheated on, she dropped the album. You do what you do.
yeah, like even like Tupac, it was no IG or nothing in '94. But after Tupac got shot and then had that rape case, you know what I mean? The best thing he could do was drop an album. He did it, and that was
Me
my
against the
favorite album
world.
also, Me Against the
Like,
World. For me, I think when somebody going through some shit, a talented artist is going through some shit, they put out their best fucking work. Like from a substance perspective, this is probably the best shit I've heard from Tory Lanez. Like this is
that's a
substance.
fact.
He got something to say. Like this nigga's been through hell and back, and this ain't no typical lovey-dovey dance hall rap about nothing. Tory Lanez, like he actually had something to say on this project, and that's something people complain about nowadays. We don't get, but he gave it to you. Now it's up to
Exactly.
you if you're gonna actually listen to it, or just because the trend is saying, "Oh no, don't cancel." I know people who listen to way worse Tory Lanez albums that won't even check this one out because the thing is to he's canceled, but.
Exactly. And to me, it doesn't make sense because now you're making it seem like people who fuck with this album don't protect black women. Like, where's the correlation? Like, Yo, my
Yeah.
wife is black. Like y'all, my mom's is black. My wife is black. Like my sisters, my cousins. So like, the
You
fuck
know,
you
like
talking
black
about?
women,
Like,
I support black women because you listen to Tory. I know a lot of black women that was out here protesting for R. Kelly a couple months ago in front of the prison and shit when R. Kelly got locked up. So we need the energy to be all the way around. Like it's a joke right now. He gets at Black Twitter about all that canceling shit. He had an interesting line on this track called "Care for You." He's talking about the state of black women, how black women are, product of single family homes, all the shit that black women are going through, respect. Then he gets at these black blogs and media sites. And what I've always said, like black media is so negative. And get at the Shade Room a couple times. And it was like, yo, y'all have a white investor, Bryce Roberts. Y'all main, but he exposed Shade Room like, yo, man, y'all niggas ain't even ran by no black people. Like, and y'all spreading all this negativity just to divide and conquer. Because from his perspective, he thinks cancel culture is like a tactic from white supremacy to further divide and conquer black people. What you think? That's
I ain't gonna hold you. I never seen like a group of white people like cancel another
cancel.
white person.
I never
I
see any,
never seen that shit neither.
and only with
Like
us. I never see that with any culture, bro.
I never seen that shit. And like again, like niggas couldn't even cancel H&M. Niggas couldn't cancel Gucci. Niggas couldn't cancel like NFL. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that whole cancel culture shit is like just a form of manipulation. Like niggas who follow that trend, like
Yeah.
y'all weak minded. Like y'all the same niggas that'll drink the fucking Kool-Aid. Like y'all niggas is weak minded. Y'all don't got a mind of y'all own.
It sounds
Y'all
like
like
some
to
feminine
pander.
to me,
Like
bro. It sounds like some feminine shit to me. Like if I'm with my niggas and he say, "Oh, so and so canceled," I'm like that sound like some female shit. Like a grown man, that sound like a nigga sound about somebody getting canceled. I'm like, bro, you must have had no men in your house, no masculinity. That it just sounds so feminine. Like that's
fatherless niggas, yo. Like
canceled.
y'all cancel. Like
You
so.
might go flick your wrist when you say that shit. You know what I mean? You canceled. I'm like, what the fuck
Flick your
is
wrist and add a fucking period poo at the end of that bullshit. Like
I
that's what
mean?
y'all niggas want to do.
I
Like
always want to cancel somebody, but yeah, he had a point with a lot of this shit. Another joint I was feeling was called "In the Air." He rapped off the "Feel It in the Air."
yeah,
Beanie Siegel, the classic rap.
that's a classic beat.
It
You
took me
can't
the
go wrong
second
with
go
that.
around to pay attention. I said, "Oh shit, that's the Feel It in the Air." I was like, all right. And you talking about cancel culture again, and he keeps
But
bringing up.
one thing about like this album that kind of confused me is like, is he mad at her or do he want her back? Because there's some song where he was like, "Oh, that bitch, you lied, this, that, and the third." And next thing he talking about like, "Yo, you could come home," and like, nah, for real, like, is you Snoop Dogg? Like, is you Snoop Dogg? Or is you fucking Keith Sweat? You begging for her back? Like, which one is you? Like, that's the only thing with this album.
He,
Like,
he's
I don't
torn.
know what this nigga want.
He's going through some shit. Yeah, at times I was like, yeah, I kind of could see where he was coming from because, like I said, he probably felt like from her story, she was protecting him, and then it's like, okay, you was protecting me at first. Now you go from that to outing me on Instagram. Like, what happened between July 12th and whatever in August? Did people tell you to say this? And I guess they were good, and then shit hit south. But Life is a dope track too on here. And
Yeah,
Bittersweet was cool. That's another joint about Meg, and that's the joint where he talks about Kalani and talk about how JoJo, no one was gonna listen to the album anyway, which he was
yeah.
right.
I didn't even know JoJo was still making music. I ain't, like again when he said JoJo, I thought he was talking about JoJo on that rap son, the hip hop family shit on
Oh,
WeTV. Yeah, the kids are hip, whatever. So I thought you were talking about JoJo Simmons. I was like,
yeah.
damn, yo, like JoJo gotta be careful. Joel Santana's out, so he gotta tread lightly out in the streets. Like I'm talking about Tory Lanez.
Ah, he talked about his. But yeah, he talked about like Bittersweet, like Queen and Slim was a cool track, but you can say he kind of bit off of.
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, he was biting. Like Tory's always kind of bit off tracks, but like I said, this was a good album, bro. I don't know what rating I'll give it. Shit was solid, man. I'm not gonna hold you. Like this
I'm gonna
might have
give
been
it
the shit that came out
I'm
this
gonna give
week.
it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
7.
Yeah, 6.5, 7. That's what I'll give it.
I give it a 7 out of 10. I give it a 7.
Yeah.
That's it's not yeah. It's got some skippable skippable R&B sappy records. Kind of to me, like the strongest joints on the album is between like the middle to the end.
Yeah.
The beginning is okay. It kind of warms up slowly. You know what I mean? He got that joint where he was getting that bunb in them, but to me, the album really is like 100 miles an hour from like the Queen and Slim joint on Until Out is pretty strong.
Yeah.
People, like I said, people, you know what I mean? They're gonna fucking ride the wave, the trend. They're missing out because, like I said, it's some albums he's put out before this that are not better,
Yeah.
and motherfuckers was riding the fuck out of it. But now,
The verified check seekers as like, oh, we gotta protect black one. Like that shit just became a meme. Like just how they made the young lady, rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Like they made that whole shit a meme,
she
which to
was,
me is which is more disrespectful than like anything if you're being for real. Like
they
you
made
know.
her the meme of the summer. You know, and then you got people like Ross, who I never seen mention it. You know what I mean? The hashtag Breonna Taylor, and then you adding all your fucking, you know, plugs. Come on. I mean, a
Like
lot of shit. My son is talking about if anyone listen to that, we couldn't fuck with them. They don't like black women. My Nubian queens. How could y'all let the Nubian queens down and support him? He shot a black woman. Like,
so when like back in the day when that whole Dr. Dre and was it D Barnes happened, right? Y'all they wasn't fucking with the Chronic.
yeah,
Y'all wasn't fucking with Eminem sold how many records? Y'all wasn't fucking with M. Y'all wasn't fucking with 50 and anything tied to Dr. Dre. Y'all ain't go see
and then
Straight Outta
didn't
Compton.
kill his baby mama. He had the #1 video on TRL. I think social media has made it to where people think they got the right to know your business and all your personal shit. It's like a microscope now that didn't
Yeah,
exist in the 90s. So I mean, people that heard stories about Dr. Dre beating up women, Michelle A, and you heard it, but I guess social media and everything has put a microscope on it because I mean, her press conference was an Instagram live stream. Yeah, you didn't have that back then. So I mean, people just minded they bit. All we cared about was the tunes back then.
exactly. So it's like at the end of the day, it's just music. We're not supporting nobody shooting anybody. Like I
Nah.
don't support none of that shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody's like supporting anything domestic. But at the end of the day, yo, I'm listening to something music. I like rap music. I like when niggas rap. So like cut all of that or y'all support. Y'all don't care for black women. Yo, shut the fuck up. Like that shit is like y'all like y'all weak minded. Like y'all probably listening to that shit too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
niggas
saying? Like
listen to Wayne, and Wayne said he beat the pussy up like Emmett Till. Then he said something about he don't see racism. I mean, I've seen people do a lot of fucked up shit. I'm not saying it was worse than shooting a woman in the foot, Della Reese style.
allegedly, like
I'm smelling some Jesse, some late vibes. I'm still trying to figure out how is fam not in custody, and she told the whole world it was him. I found,
Sean shot up a club. A bitch lost her nose. I'm sorry, a woman lost
yeah.
her nose. She can't even smell no more. Like, and then
Mm.
he did his 10 years and boom, deported. Like
Now
this
he's
dude
running
is
for mayor of Belize.
yeah, like
And niggas was listening to his album that he recorded through on the phone, and he shot a woman in the face. So I mean, what are we gonna choose when now we all of a sudden we want to protect black women? Like I don't know. Shows you could just tell because I know niggas on real life that don't fuck with black women like that, don't even date them, and be on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook on they Marcus Garvey shit now all of a sudden because it's cool and they just want to get some ass. Be honest with me, black women, a lot of niggas trying to get some ass. They gonna tell you the truth.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
that's the flavor of the week. Protect
y'all
our queens.
y'all pandering. Y'all pandering. Like, come on, like
You know what I mean? Like I don't fuck with pedophilia, but I mean the Michael Jackson shit. Did you see the Michael Jackson doc? I had to cut it off after 40 minutes. When I seen pictures of him laying in bed with little boys, I couldn't watch it no more.
yeah, I ain't watched that shit.
Do I still listen to some of his music? Fuck yeah! Like I'm sorry. Like what do you want me to do? I don't. I separate entertainment from these people's lives. Like I really shit has nothing to do with me.
Exactly. Like everything. Like I always tell people like, yo, fuck with people for what they do, not like on their profession, not for their personal life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
Charles Barkley said some dumb shit the other day about, and like when his shoes come out, them retros and black purple Barkley shits come out, my
Getting
nigga. I'm copping them shits. Like,
he was a great player. He's a top 50 best player. But yeah, that's the player, and that's but a lot of niggas emotionals they'll tell him hell no, he wasn't top 10. He wasn't top 10 in the 90s. He wasn't top 50 all time because they just thinking emotions. They'll discredit everything that you were good at because of that. So, this is the times we in, man. It's a lot of sheep shit, a lot of sheep behavior. Like I said, I get this album 7 out of 10. Daystar. I think it could have been probably his strongest project. That's just in my
some
opinion.
songs we could have
From
done without.
perspective, substance wise, I'm not saying hits, but
Yeah.
tell me an album he did that you actually felt like, okay, I'm getting to know him as an artist. It's not him copying a bunch of niggas' styles. Like he kind of did that still, but he was telling you his reality, like
And
what
he was
he could.
rapping.
Yeah,
He
the
was
world
doing what
turned their back on him and shit. He had something to say.
yeah, man.
So
Solid album though. Solid album. It was probably the best work I've ever heard him do personally.
hey,
Like, it
him.
sucks that it took this to happen, allegations like this to happen. But it was his best work,
Best work ever. Man. It happened. Jay-Z did the blueprint. He got that trial off his back. New York niggas was getting at him greasy. He put out a classic. Like when artists is going through some shit, they give you everything, man. I
When
like
Kanye
it.
was going through that shit with the whole Taylor Swift grabbing the mic, he gave us that beautiful dark twisted shit. Like he give you a classic. That's what artists do.
Yeah, real
You know what
good
I'm
art.
saying?
That shit. The great
When
ones do.
Chris Brown, after all that shit happened, he dropped that fucking album with the Look at Me Now, with the whole shit. Like, when you a great artist, like you gotta do what you do.
Yeah,
So,
like I said, this could be a comeback story because, like I said, the album is good, and if it does come out, and I'm not trying to start no shit, but I'm just saying, bro, don't you find it odd that it's been 2 months and fam's still kicking it? You know what I mean? It's looking just some layers, but like I said, if that happens, then she'll be the one that's canceled or whatever, I guess. But it is what it is, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that like button. I know this might be the first video of the dislikes is like fucking.
yeah.